All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is July 3rd. It is Tuesday night, July 3rd, and you are on the online marketing call with June Collier. We've got some great information that we're going to cover here tonight about our online marketing system. I have started going back and really just jumping into the online marketing system because we have so many new people that have come into my econ, and many of them are truly internet marketers. And so we want to make sure that we cover all of the tools and the resources that are available because many people are doing some amazing things with this particular tool, the online marketing system. And so I'm really excited to see other people excited about using this tool and really seeing online marketers that have come into my econ and really are running with this tool. Tonight I want to talk about a new addition that we added to the online marketing system. So we'll talk about that. And then we're going to talk about setting up your autoresponders and how to use your autoresponders. And then finally, how to set up tracking so that you can properly track where you're advertising and driving traffic to make sure that you're getting your best return on your investment. So let's first start off about the new addition of what the new feature that my econ has on the online marketing system, and that was exporting leads. So many of you know that we turned off the feature that allows you to import leads simply because, you know, we didn't want people buying lists. We didn't want people scraping the web and getting leads of people who had no interest in my econ and then start complaining about spam complaints and those type of things, because what that does is that really hurts everyone that uses the system if you get a lot of spamming that's going on. So we don't have the ability to import leads. However, we thought it was extremely important that you as a associate, if you're using this tool and you're generating leads, it's important for you to be able to export those leads. And for the longest, we did not have a way of you as the individual exporting your leads. So the developers actually put in an export feature. And the way that you find that export feature, you just go over here to View Lead, where you're going to find all of your leads here. So here's all of the leads in this account. And then right up here in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see an Excel icon, Excel spreadsheet icon, and if you click on that, it's going to allow you to export to Excel. So we're going to just export to Excel here real quick. We'll save that, export that to Excel, and then once you've exported that to Excel, you can go ahead and open that up. If you have Microsoft Excel, you can open it up in Microsoft Excel, or you can open it up in the Google spreadsheets. So either one is going to work for you. And as you can see here, we're opening up here in Excel, and you'll see that we have our leads right here, okay? Phone number, all that information. Now, why is this important? This is important because you can convert this to a CSV file, and then with the CSV file, for those of you that are just advanced, I mean, you're advanced marketers, maybe you've got Aweber or GetResponse or Constant Contact, and maybe you want to take your leads and import them over there into a list building system that you already have. This allows you to actually do that. So you are now in position to be able to export these leads into some other tool that you might have. Or maybe you just want to export these leads into your Google Contacts. A sheet like this would be very easy for you to export into your Google Contacts. All you have to do, if you don't know how to do that, is go over to Google and just type in export CSV in Google Contacts, right? Export CSV in Google Contacts, and you'll get instructions on how to export the CSV file into Google Contacts. So all you have to do is convert that spreadsheet to a CSV doc, and then you can export that to your Google Contacts. It is that simple. It is that easy. No trouble whatsoever. So that's the new addition or the new feature that was added recently to the online marketing system. So now you have the ability to export your leads here within the system. All right, let's talk about autoresponders. Autoresponders are great tools because they provide proper follow-up, and they allow you to follow up with a person for a long, extended period of time. And actually here with the online marketing system, you can follow up to 52 weeks. So that means you can follow up for a year and drop what we call drip on people. You can just drip, 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 drip until they either say stop sending me stuff or they actually join. So let's talk about the autoresponder that we have here. If you look over to the left-hand side, you'll see the autoresponder. And what you're going to see is you're going to see my preview messages. And then right below that, you're going to see messages available. Okay? Now, the way that they designed this system, across the top, these are your campaigns. So we have a campaign called Pay Less in Taxes, Get a Pay Raise, Cut Your Taxes, Hire Your Children. We even got some more right here in this drop down. Government pay debt, cashback mall, debt elimination. So we've got these campaigns that are sitting here across the top. And if I click in any one of these campaigns, if I click on Pay Less in Taxes, it doesn't look like anything happened, but it did. When you click in Pay Less in Taxes, if you scroll down, the messages available is the autoresponders that the admin has set up. So basically, these are the messages that I put in play for that particular campaign. You'll notice that there's only 5 messages here. One message goes out instantly, and then this drips every day for the next 4 days. Okay? Now, you might not like the email messages that I've created. Maybe you want to change that. That's fine. I'm going to show you how you can actually do that. Or maybe you say, well, June, I want to follow up 10 times. I want to follow up 20 times over the next 52 weeks. And that's fine as well. You're going to have to add more autoresponders to it. So I'm going to show you how that's actually done and kind of make it really easy for you to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to X out on some of these things here because I need to show you exactly what this is all about. And, of course, it would be sitting here rotating, taking forever. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to close out of these as fast as I can. I should have looked at this earlier. I'm going to X out of this because I want to have a clean slate so that you can see a clean slate here. All right? And then I'm going to tell you what these are at the top, the My Previews versus the ones that are at the bottom. Again, the ones at the bottom are the emails that have been already created by the administrator. Those are emails that you really can't do anything about. You can't, really change anything on that. I don't think this one is going to go away. I don't think that one will go away. All right, cool. All right, so here we go. We got the My Preview messages and then the messages that are available. So we're going to go here to Pay Less in Taxes. We're going to go down here. We'll see that we have the Pay Less in Tax campaign. If I just want to look at the email, all I have to do is click on the little eye icon. And when I click on that, it's going to open up and it's going to say, hello, John. Now, John is a placeholder. And when somebody fills out your capture page, their name is going to be there. But we're just looking at this as just giving us a demo and it's telling us John. You'll also see that John's name is in the subject box. So again, this is a placeholder. The way that it's set up is that it will put whatever the person's name is in the subject as well as here in the body. And then it has just some information, okay? And then as we scroll down, because this is an autoresponder that I created for the entire company for everybody that uses the online marketing system, you're going to notice right here when it has a link to the opportunity video, it says squiggly line username squiggly line myecon.net opportunity video. Well, the username is unique to who you are. So when you log in, the system knows your username. So when your emails go out, it replaces this squiggly username squiggly with your actual username so that the person actually gets your information, okay? So when the person gets this email, they're going to get your link back to your site. Now, you may say, well, I want to change this email. I don't like the email. I want to change it up. And you are more than welcome to actually do that. So the way that we actually change things up here in the email, we're just looking at the view right now. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to hit our back button. We're going to go back, and we're going to go back here to the pay less in taxes. We'll scroll down. And if we want to change it, then there's a little paper airplane that's next to that message. So go ahead and click on the paper airplane. Once you click on that paper airplane, it's going to say, warning, you are about to basically overwrite this email. And that's okay. That's what you want to do. So we're going to click OK. Okay. Now, here's a good thing. When you overwrite, you don't really overwrite this email. This email will actually stay there. Let's go back here to the pay less in taxes again. That email will actually stay there, but the system won't use it. And here's why the system won't use it. When a person fills out your capture page and gets ready to get an autoresponder message, the system first comes and looks at your My Preview messages. And so let's just say that the person opted in to the Pay Less in Taxes campaign. Well, the first thing that the autoresponder system is going to do is it's going to look for an instant message to send out. It's going to come here first and look for that message. If that message is not here, then it's going to go down here and pull this message from the admin, okay? So even though you're technically overwriting, you're not overwriting the messages here, okay? Now, we've got this set up here. Now, we want to change it. So we got 3 buttons over here to the right. We got the delete button, and if we delete it, that just deletes this piece of it, but we still have it down here, okay? We have the magnifying glass, which allows us to read the letter. We've already read the letter. And then we have the pencil and pad. This allows us to edit the letter. So if I can go in here and click on the pencil and pad, you'll now see that I have the ability to come in here and edit this letter. So let's just say that I want to make all of this right here a different color, or I want to make it bold. So I can make it bold. I can make it a different text color because it's a WYSIWYG. So it's just like whatever you see, you can just update and change. Maybe I want to highlight this whole sentence right here. So I go in here and I highlight the whole sentence, right? And so now I've created this the way that I want to create it. Maybe I want to add an image. I can add an image. I can do whatever it is that I want to do to this letter. And then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to click update message. But before I do so, if you want to use the person's name in the body of your message, there are codes down here. So like the squiggly name squiggly, that is your contact's first name. So if you want to call them by their name, then you want to put this code in the body of your message. See how we've got this code here? Squiggly AF name squiggly, squiggly AL name squiggly. Well, that is your first name and your last name. Okay, that's the member. So that's where your information goes. Okay. The contact is the person that fills out the information, so that's where their name goes, okay? And so you want to make sure that you have that in there. And then if you want to have your mobile phone number listed, you can put your member phone number. So there's a lot of things that you can actually do. But what we've done is we've now updated this letter, And so we're just going to click on update message. And now we've updated that message. There it is, instant message. And if we click on the magnifying glass, boom, we see that we have updated that particular message. Okay. Now, here's the other thing that you should also know. Again, if I go here to pay less in taxes, I still have all of my autoresponders. Let's just say that the only one that you went and edited was this first one. So as soon as the person signs up, they're going to get this message right here that you just created. But then on day 2, it's going to automatically jump down here and it's going to pick up the next one because you didn't edit the next one. You just left it here. So it's going to pick up the next one and it's going to keep going until the campaign is done. Okay? So that's important for you to know. So usually if you're going to edit one letter, you might as well go in here and edit all of the letters, okay, and make them however you want to make them. Now, that makes those letters unique to you, and you need to make sure that any changes that you make are changes that you keep up with. So, you'll notice that we don't talk about price points in our emails simply because the price point changes a lot, and so that'd be a nightmare if you had to go back and change all the emails and things that you wrote. Now you know how to edit the emails that are already written. Let's talk about how do we add more letters to this campaign. How do I add more letters to this campaign? So what I'm going to do is this button right here, it says add an auto response message. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And then it says, what group do you want to put this in? So remember, we have a campaign. And there are multiple emails inside of a campaign. And so the campaign that we currently have is the, pay less in taxes. That was the campaign, pay less in taxes. So we're going to select the campaign first, and then we're going to click add. And now what that's going to do is it's going to bring up an autoresponder feature where we can start typing out our autoresponders. So let's just say I want to use the subject's first name. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to grab their first name, which is squiggly, name, squiggly. Right? So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go squiggly, name, squiggly. So whatever their first name is, okay? Thanks for sticking it out, right? Whatever, okay? So now if June goes in here, it will say, June, thanks for sticking it out. If this was going to Martina, it would say, Martina, thanks for sticking it out. If it was going to Eugene, it would say, Eugene, thanks for sticking it out. And then what we're going to do is in the body of the message, we'll use the tilde, the squiggly name, squiggly again, and then we'll write our message. Happy 4th of July, all right? Something like that, okay? Now, you don't have to put your information like this. You don't have to put this first name because this is your autoresponder. So I would just go in here and I just type in my name, June Collier, and whatever else I want to type in here, right? I want to type in my phone number. And boom, it's done. Now, if you're going to want to test this out and see what it looks like, because these letters look like they're small, but they're really decent size, okay? But if you want to increase the size of the font, you can just come over here and go to your font sizes, and, you can make this 18 font if you want to make it 18 font so that it's a little bit easier on the eyes. That's fine. Not a problem, okay? Now, we're going to scroll down here. And the next thing we got to do is we got to let the system know when to send this mail out, when to send this letter out. Well, we already know that we have 5 letters going out. We got a letter as soon as they do it, and then we got a letter every day for the next 4 days. So let's just say we've been emailing them every day for 4 days straight. We want to give them a break. So we go down here, and instead of going for 5 days, we might say, I'm gonna let 6 days pass through, or however many days, right? I'm gonna let 6 days pass through, and on day 10, I want to follow up with this message. So on day 10, we're gonna follow up with this message, and then all you do is right over here where it says Add Message. All we're gonna do is add our message. So we'll click on Add Message. That's gonna take us back. And now you're going to see the pay less in taxes on day 10. We're sending out that email that we just created. If we want to take a look at it, we just click on the magnifying glass. Boom, that shows us what it looks like, shows us the size of the font. So we're good to go there. We hit our back button. If we ever need to edit it, we can edit it. If we just want to get rid of it, we can click on the X and we can actually delete. So now you see that you can create way many more emails than what we have in the back office. So get the writing emails, get the following up. You can follow up to a year, up to 52 weeks, okay? Let me show that to you because I didn't show that to you when we were actually writing the email. So here's the email that we were writing. If you click down here, you see that it goes on. It goes every day for 30 days. And then at 30 days, it then jumps from 30 days to 35 to 40 to 6 weeks to 45 days to 7 weeks. And then it'll keep going on and on and on until it gets to weeks. So by the time you get to the 10th week, you're able to follow up with this person once a week if you wanted to. And this goes all the way out to 52 weeks. So a lot of time for you to follow up and send out messages to that person. All right. So we've covered that. Now, let's just say that you are a person that has the Elite, the online marketing system Elite. And let's just say that you say, well, June, here's what I want to do. I want to create a capture page for one of the other products that we have, and you don't have a capture page back here. You don't have any emails back here for the product. So one of our popular products that we have in my econ right now that's pretty hot, everybody's talking about, is the credit repair. And currently we don't have a credit repair capture page. So let's just say that you're an Elite member and you want to create a credit repair capture page. Well, what I would tell you is to go back to the autoresponder. And then when we go to the autoresponder, we're going to create a campaign first. So we got to create a campaign first, and then we create emails that go inside of that campaign. All right, viewer number 27 says that they have no sound. Does anybody else have you lost me? Can you hear me? Let's go. Let me see. Can anybody hear me? Did you guys lose me? Can you hear me? Okay, viewer number 13 says that, okay, great. Everybody says loud and clear. You can hear me. So, viewer number 27, if you have no sound, check your computer or check your phone. All right, so we're going to create a campaign first. That's what we're going to do. We're going to create a campaign first. So here's what we do. We go here, just like we did before, add an auto response message. You're going to click that button, okay? And so once you add the auto response message, or once you click on that button, we don't have what we want in the drop-down box. We don't have the campaign in the drop-down box. So we're going to have to create a campaign, right? And so the way that we create a campaign is we create a new contact group. So we'll go here where it says create new contact group. And the system, I don't know why it does this, but it opens up a blank page. It opens up two tabs. So I'm just going to close this tab out, and then there's the contact group, okay? So these are all of our contact groups, right? And I actually need to delete some of these because some of these are some that I was just doing with demos. So let's just say that we're going to create a credit repair group, okay? And we do have one in here. I'm going to delete that one out. I'm going to just delete that out real quick. So let's just say we want to create a credit repair group. So we click on Add Contact Group, and then we're going to type in credit. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type in credit 750 credit. repair. That's what I'm going to call it. All right? And then I'm going to click on Add Contact Group. So now what we've basically done is we've created the campaign or the folder for the campaign. And now we can put emails in that credit campaign. Okay? So if I go down here, I'll see 750 credit repair. All right, now I'm ready to start writing my emails. So what do? I go back over to my autoresponder, click on my autoresponder. I want to add an auto-response message, so I click on Add Auto-Response Message, and now I should click on this drop-down, and I should be able to find the campaign I just created, which is right here, 750 Credit Repair. So I click on 750 Credit Repair, I click Add, and once I click Add, it's going to give me where I can start adding autoresponders in here. So I'm just going to call this Credit Repair 1. All right, and maybe I want to make that a little bit larger, so I go in here, my font size, make that 18, okay? So they're going to get, this is going to be the first letter that they actually get, and if this is the first letter, I want to scroll down here, and I want to make sure that it's instant. So it is instant. I'll click Add Message. All right, so now I got 750 Credit Repair. This is an instant message. I want to start adding another one. So I go back in here. I drop down to 750 Credit Repair again. I click Add. Now I'm going to add the second letter. This is Message 2. More. Blah, blah, blah. Sounding like Dracula. All right, blah, blah, blah. So, So now I've got 2 letters here, okay? And then I scroll down, and maybe I want this one to go out 3 days later. So I'll select 3, and then I'll hit Add Message. And now what you're going to find is you're going to find that I'm now adding my autoresponders. So when somebody opts into the capture page that I create, I'm going to select the credit repair campaign, and now these emails will start following up. Okay, these emails will start following up. All right, so I got a question that came in. Viewer number 8 says, so what if I don't have the elite? If you don't have the elite, you cannot create well, I guess you could create campaigns, but you couldn't create capture pages that actually go to that campaign. So if you're trying to do this part right here, then you need the elite. You need the elite if you're trying to create your own campaigns to go with your own your own capture pages that haven't been created. Then you'll need to step up to the elite. So that's what the elite does. The elite gives you the ability to create your own capture pages, create your own autoresponder messages that go with those capture pages. Okay, that's the primary difference between the elite and the pro. So what I just showed you would work for people who are in the elite to create a new campaign. Now, if you are a pro member, you still can go here and create autoresponders for pay less in taxes, get a pay raise, because you have capture pages that go to those campaigns as a pro member. But as an elite member, you could create a totally different campaign. In fact, I don't say this a whole lot, but you could say, you know what, I'm selling some stuff on eBay, and I want to create an eBay campaign. Ain't got nothing to do with my econ, but you could use that and create that here in this particular system, because the system allows you to create whatever capture page you want, and it allows you to create whatever follow-ups that you want. Now, I was talking with Cortez Springer the other day. He had a great idea, and I think this is a great idea. What he wanted was he wanted the ability, so when someone new came into his business, when a new person joined his team, he wanted to create a capture page where that new person could go to the capture page, they could put their name and their information, and then he would have already built out a autoresponder series that could train that person every day or however many times he wants to train that person on a week-to-week basis. So you could do that if you have the elite. You could create a capture page that was for your team, so that when new people came into your team, they go to the capture page, they fill out the information, boom, they get an email from you that tells them you need to do your W-4. This is how you do your W-4. Then on day 2, you get another email and it tells them, have you downloaded your cash flow manager, right? So you can do a lot of unique things here if you have the elite version, all right? All right, so there we go. Now, you know how to create campaign. You know how to create autoresponders. You know how to edit them. That's your autoresponder feature. So everything that you want to do or could do, I've just shown you with the autoresponder. All right. Now, let's talk about tracking your efforts. So a lot of times, if you are a marketer, you might be posting in Facebook groups. You might have a YouTube channel. You might have a blog. You might have Instagram, and you want to know where is your leads coming from. Like if you were posting on Facebook and Instagram, but Instagram was giving you 100 leads a day and Facebook was giving you 1 lead a day, where are you going to spend most of your time now? I'm going to spend it on Instagram. But if you don't set up the tagging, you won't know which one of these tools is giving you the most traffic. You might even set up tags just for certain groups. Like you're in Facebook, but you're in this Facebook group or that Facebook group. So you might have 5 Facebook groups that you're posting in. You might want to have 5 separate tagging systems for each one of those groups so that you can monitor where is your traffic coming from. So what I'm going to show you next is how you set up the tagging system, okay? How do you set up the tagging system? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over here where it says page statistics. So I'm going to click on page statistics. Page statistics gives you information about what's going on your page. Now, obviously, this is a demo account that I'm using, so you notice that ain't nothing going on here, okay, because we don't have a whole lot going on because we're not purposely driving traffic to this particular account. But notice that we have total views, unique views, and opt-in. So basically, total views is how many times was that page looked at. Unique views is how many unique people looked at that page. So look here. You'll see that on February, I have 4 total views, but 3 unique views. Here's what that means. That means that one of the persons looked at the page twice. So they looked at the page twice, which gave total views 1 more than unique views. So 3 people actually went to the page, but one of the 3 looked at the page twice. They left and came back and looked at the page again. So that's what we mean by unique views. And then the yellow is how many people actually opted in. So again, if you're running a campaign and you're building capture pages and you got a whole bunch of views, but then you got a small amount of opt-ins, then you might want to tweak your page because maybe your page is not convincing them to opt in. Okay, so that's what that is. You'll also notice over here to the right-hand side the active summary, and it tells you what they actually did, like what pages they viewed, what they actually did, who viewed the pages, okay? Now, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and set up tracking because I want to be able to track where my leads are coming from. So right up here in the right-hand corner, you'll see where it says Add Page Tracking. We're going to click on that, and you'll notice that I already got some tracking that's in here. I've been testing, just different stuff, okay? So let's just say I don't think I've done an Instagram one. Nope, I didn't do that. All right, let's just say that I'm going to be marketing one of my capture pages on Instagram. So I'm going to set up the tracking so I can see viewer number 8. This is available to you as a pro user. So the only difference, let me say this again for everybody that's on the call. The only difference between the elite and the pro is that the elite allows you to create your own capture pages. That's it. Everything else the pro has. Okay? The only difference between the Elite and the Pro is that the Elite allows you to create your own capture pages. All right. So let's click on Setup Tracking. So we're going to click Setup Tracking. And so what we got to do is we got to give our tracking a name. We got to give it a name. So because I'm going to be on Instagram, I'm just going to type in Instagram. Okay? So I'm going to click on Instagram, and then I'm going to click Set Up Tracking. So I've named it. I'm going to click Set Up Tracking. Now you'll see that I have Instagram here, and now it's going to tell me what page do you want to set this tracking up for Instagram. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go here to add a page, and it's going to take me back to all of my capture pages. I'm going to click on Publish Pages, and I got all these capture pages. All right? And let's just say that I'm going to use this one down here that says Pay Less in Taxes. You see right up under it says Assign to Tracking. So I'm going to click on Assign to Tracking. When I click on Assign to Tracking, now this gives me a very unique link. This is the link that I want to use in Instagram. I don't want to go to the capture page and use the capture page link. I want to use this link because if you look at this link, I'm gonna copy this link and then I'm gonna put it on a piece of paper where you can actually see it. That link has special code that tells you that this is tracking from Instagram. Okay, so let me see if I can open up I'm gonna open up a page here so you can actually see the actual code. Let me just open something up here real quick. Do a Google Docs here. All right, so let me just paste this so you can actually see the code. We'll do a blank page here. So I'm going to just paste this in. Now this is the code. This is the code that it created. I'm gonna make this a little bit larger so all of you can actually see this. Okay, and the code is this piece right here where it says campaign equals Instagram. Okay, that's how the system is tracking that page for Instagram. Okay, so if you mark it on Instagram, you want to use this particular link right here. And you might say, well, June, that link is too large. You know, okay, I agree with you. You probably don't want to paste it in Instagram like this, but what you want to do is you want to copy this particular link right here, copy it, and go over to somewhere like Bitly. And get your a URL shortener, right? And just paste it in the URL shortener. But you got to paste that particular code inside of the URL shortener. So I would just go right here, paste it in. Let's go ahead and create. And now it has created my Bitly link. And so this is what I would share. I would share that particular link right there, right? And then let's just copy that and just check to make sure that it takes me to that page. So Bitly / let's see if it takes me to that page. Boom. It takes me to that page. Okay, Pay Less in Taxes. So it just took me to that page, so it works. So now notice in the URL, even though I'm not coming from Instagram, because I use that link, it's going to come from Instagram. Okay, so now every time somebody hits that link on Instagram, you're going to be able to know how many leads you got from that Instagram post, right? And I just said Instagram, but you could get really, really minute because you could say Instagram 1, 2, 3, 4 for whatever photo that you use. And now you're tracking the individual images on Instagram. So you can get as detailed as you want with this. All right, let's take a look and see if we got any questions that are coming in. No questions that are coming in. All right, so hopefully you guys are following along with me on that. Hopefully I haven't lost anybody on what I've just covered on that. All right, so that's your tracking. Now, once you set your tracking up and you start using the tracking, you're going to want to come back here to page statistics, right? You want to take a look at what's going on with your page statistics. Now, take a look at this. we're looking at this week, which is today. This is Tuesday. Okay? You see how I now have these unique views? It's because that doesn't make, well, maybe somebody clicked on something. Is that right? Yeah, that's right, because I can see it right here. See right here where it says 03? That's today. I don't know why the date is a little off, the time is off, but it says you got one view. That happened today, okay? Now, let's just say that I want to go and I want to look at my tracking. I go back here to add page tracking, but in this time, I want to go look at my tracking, right? So I'm going to go down here. Let's see if it pulled up Instagram yet. It might take a little time. I'm going to click on the little graph bar here. I'm going to click on that. And it automatically tells me that I got 3 unique views, 3 looks at this, okay? I've already had 3 looks at it. I don't know how 3 looks happened, but I already got 3 looks at it, right? So that's telling me from Instagram I got 3 uniques. So this is important because now if we go back to our tracking here, all of the work that we're doing, see, when it's free, it's not really a big deal when it's free, but when you're paying for traffic, it's a big deal. Because if you're paying for traffic, you definitely want to be able to track to see how many people are actually clicking through if you're paying for that traffic. And so that's why tracking is so important for your online marketing system if you're paying for traffic. But even if you're not paying for traffic, your time is valuable as well. And so you want to make sure that you know what is the best social media platform that you're using that is driving the most amount of traffic. Because you might be using LinkedIn, you might be using Facebook, YouTube. And so again, if I know that 10 times more traffic is coming from YouTube and I'm getting nothing from LinkedIn, then I'm going to stop using LinkedIn and I'm going to put all of my efforts on YouTube so I know where to direct my efforts. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I wanted to cover with you guys tonight. I wanted to cover the autoresponder. I wanted to cover the tracking. If you have some questions, now is your time to type in your questions about anything that you saw here tonight or anything that you are dealing with that you'd like to discuss. Go ahead and type that in. We do have a bug that was found earlier today that I didn't know about. Those that use not Internet Explorer, but Firefox. If you use Firefox, if I go over here to our published pages and we go to the landing pages, I'm going to click on published pages for landing pages. I'm just going to open up one of these landing pages. This right here allows me to click through. I can click through this. But for some reason, if I'm in Firefox, this button isn't a hyperlink. It doesn't allow me to click through, okay? So we've put in a support ticket to figure out what's going on. I know Firefox recently came out with a new updated browser, so it could be that there's a conflict or something that we just don't know about. That's what I'm thinking. It's a browser conflict, but that's what that is. For those of you who have never seen this video, I've got this video, and I used to give the video out to people where they could actually use the video in whatever marketing that they want. This was a paid actor who actually did this for us. Another thing that you guys should know, because I was asked about this, and I didn't know it was showing up on your end, but this one right here, Big Tax Refund Thank You Part 2. This actually is not tied to any capture page. It's a landing page that I built, but I haven't tied it to any capture page. So none of your viewers or the people who are opting into your capture pages will see this one or this one. I don't think they'll see either one of these two. And so I may just pull them down. But these are landing pages that, especially this one. I know this one. This is a landing page that I was working on, and I had this guy do some acting for us and some voice overlay, and I just haven't finished it. That's what it is. I just haven't finished it. So it's not attached to anything, but it's back there. All right, so somebody just sent me a question, and it says, the AURL redirect, where is that set to? Let's see what you're talking about. Let's go back here to the autoresponder. Let's take a look. Let me see if we got it in. AURL, where is it? All right, so the AURL redirect really doesn't go anywhere if memory serves me correct. It is a placeholder. A lot of times what happens when you start creating these codes, what the developers will do is they'll create multiple codes for you so that you can use them in the future. And so this one is a placeholder. The AURL, that's a placeholder. So that really doesn't go to anything right now. So that's just a placeholder. The ACapture, the member capture page URL, I think that's a placeholder as well. I could be wrong on that, but we haven't used AURL or the ACapture. What you're probably going to use most is when they fill out your capture page, you want to pull their name, and if you want to use their name in the email, you can do that. If you want to use their email in the email, you can actually do that. If you want to use their phone number, you can do that. And then all the rest of them with the member, that's your information. So your last name, your first name, your phone number, your email address, your username. So I use those a lot. You'll see that I use those up here where I got your first name, your last name, your email address, and your phone number. Okay. And then with the username, we did it a little different here. We just did the squiggly username, squiggly. And again, if you're creating your own autoresponders or you're writing your own letters, you really don't have to use this for yourself. Just go ahead and type in your name. The only reason why I had to use it is because I'm doing it from the administrative side, and I'm making this letter available to all people that's on the online marketing system. But if you're starting to create your own capture pages, those are your capture pages, those are your autoresponders. You really don't have to use this code for yourself. Just type your name in and just go with that, okay? What if I want to send them to my landing page? If you want to send them to your landing page, here's how you do that. So what you would do is you would go in and you would create a landing page. So I'm going to go here to the drag and drop editor. That's a great question. And instead of you creating a capture page, you would create a landing page. So you go here and you would create this. The landing page is what we call the sales web page. So you would create that landing page. This is an example of a landing page that we created. So I'm going to go here and just kind of look at this landing page here real quick. So this was a landing page that we created. All right. We're still thinking about it. And you'll see I got my information here. It's taking its own little sweet time. Okay. And I think I took that video down, so that's why that video isn't playing here. But this is the actual landing page. So we created the actual landing page. Now, once you create the landing page and you actually save that landing page and you publish the landing page, then what you want to do is you want to go back to your front end. You want to go back to the front, back to the online marketing system. You're going to go to your published pages, and then you want to view your landing page. So we'll click on View Landing Page. Okay, so once we click on View Landing Page, if we created our own landing page, we can click on My Landing Pages. So these are all the landing pages that I've created. You'll see all kinds of landing pages. There's the one that I just showed you. and that landing page has a URL address. So now you take that information, you can copy it, and that would be where you would send them to. So you got the link to your landing page. You can just paste that bad boy in there, and you would send them directly to that landing page. So if we're on that landing page right now, you would send them directly to that landing page. Okay? So that's all you got to do. You just go in there, you create the landing page, and then once you create the landing page, then you go back and you find your landing page and you share that. Okay? Viewer number 16 says, do the autoresponders duplicate for the team with the capture pages? The answer to that is no. The autoresponders do not duplicate for the team. So if you're creating a capture page and you've created 50 autoresponders, can you share the autoresponders and your team automatically get all of those autoresponders? The answer is no. What you'll have to do in this system is a limited capability. What you have to do in this system is you would have to simply give your team members the autoresponders that you created, and then they would have to go in and create it on their side. So you just give them the text content, and then they would go in and create it. It doesn't have like some of these advanced autoresponders, like you can create a campaign code, and then they could go to their autoresponder, put in the campaign code, and it automatically extracts all of those. It doesn't do that. It would be nice if it did do it, but again, it's $13.95. I mean, this is a bare bones system. It definitely, for those of you who are advanced marketers and have used Aweber and GetResponse and Traffic Wave and all of those types of things, you can't necessarily compare this to that. This is a step below those particular tools. But then again, those tools are $50 and $60 a month too. So this is $13.95 or $19.95, and so there are some limitations with the online marketing system as compared to some of the stuff that you may have used in the past out there in the market. All right. Good questions, though. These are great questions that you guys are asking, and I know that those are internet marketing questions that are being asked. All right, last thing that I want to let you guys know, since we were talking about creating emails, when you create an email, you have to be very careful that your email doesn't end up in somebody's spam folder. And I didn't realize how difficult it was to write email, because it almost seems as if almost all the keywords that I would use are keywords that could be potentially construed as spam. So I went out online, and you can find this as well. All you have to do is type in spam trigger words 2018. If you Google spam trigger words 2018, you'll probably find this or some others. But they give you 455 trigger words that the email systems look at when your email comes in and may determine whether or not your email is spam. Now, using these words doesn't mean that you automatically go into spam, but the system actually starts looking at your content, and if you have multiples of these words, you probably are going to end up in spam. And so I'm just going to show you how challenging that is. So one of the things that's really key is watch your subject line. Your subject line is so important. Everybody knows that the subject line is important. That's why they put all kind of crazy stuff inside of the subject line. Avoid all caps. Use links carefully. Keep your email short. Do not attach files. All of those things will help you make sure that your emails get delivered. But the interesting thing that I saw was just the keywords that you got to be careful of. The dollar signs, 100% free, apply now, avoid bankruptcy, as seen on. I mean, some of this I was like, wow, that's interesting. Big bucks, bonus, call now. I'm like, what can I do without using some of these keywords? But what you have to do is go through these keywords, and we're not saying that you can't use these keywords because some of this is just silly. I have to use some of these keywords. Like if I'm going to be talking about credit repair, I mean, credit is a keyword. Credit bureaus are going to, those are two words that we talk about in my econ. Debt, that's a keyword that we talk about in my econ. Now, debt by itself doesn't make your email more prone to being considered spam. But if you have debt and then you got 100% free, and then you got, be amazed or bargain. So what the systems are trying to do is they're trying to, like Google tries to determine whether or not this is a real email or if it's spam or whatever. So, for example, if I go here to my Google account, this might not be a great look because it's a different view. But how does Google determine whether or not to put the email in my primary, my social, or my promotions folder? Right? So it's actually trying to read the email. And then it even has a spam folder. So I got spam, and it automatically throws those messages inside of the spam folder. And oftentimes there's things in there that's really not spam, like Stitcher. That's not spam. Or I'm on this guy's email list, right? I'm on this guy's email list. There's Y-Stamp. That's not spam. So Jerry Minor, that's not spam, right? But there's something in there that they made them, say that this was spam. Like it might be this FYI. I don't know, So we have to be very, very careful of what we write as we're writing, and just check it out. Just check it out. And that's why I said, and you guys heard me last week, make sure that you go in here, up under your picture, you set up this little man here, and you go in here and you set your phone number with your phone number's email address so that not only will it go into the system and the system will start automatically emailing the person, but you will get a text message so that you can manually follow up with that person. See, I don't want to rely on the autoresponder to follow up because it might go into their spam folder and I'll never know whether or not it went into their spam folder. So that's why I say set up this so that you get a text message. So every time somebody opts into your capture page, at least you immediately get a text message which has their email address, and if they put their phone number, it will have their phone number so that you can follow up yourself and not necessarily rely on the system. The system is there to help you to do the heavy lifting, but definitely set this up so that you don't have to worry about whether or not your email is going to spam. All right, let's see if there's any other questions that we got out there. I don't see any other questions. You guys are asking some great questions. You guys have been on. We are now at the 10 o'clock hour. So we've got 1 hour in. So if there's no more questions, we're going to go ahead and close out. Viewer number 16 says, have you tested creating emails that are almost all images? That's a good one. No, I have not tested that. See, that's the good thing about internet marketers. They come up with all these unique things. That's a good one. Maybe I create an image, and the image is just a white image with letters or with my message, but it just shows up as a image. Boy, these guys know how to get around stuff. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. I create an image, and then I type my message on the image, and then I put the image in the email. Makes a lot of sense. Viewer number 16. That makes sense. Mr. Marcus Curry says, will you be posting past lessons soon? Mr. Curry, I think we have our past lessons. The problem, Mr. Curry, is remember, we have not been doing the Tuesday nights because all last month we were doing the investment training. So that's why you haven't seen a lot of the videos because on Tuesday nights we had canceled the online marketing and we were doing the investment training. And since you brought that up, Mr. Curry, just for everybody else's information and knowledge, the second Tuesday of every month, we will not have the online marketing system training because Mr. Stokes has stated that the second Tuesday of every month will be the investment training. So the second Tuesday of every month, we will be doing the investment webinar over at myeconlive.com. So that's where I will be on the second Tuesday of each and every month. Now, I have not had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Stokes. I haven't seen him in 2 days. He's gone ghost on us, took some time off. I need to send him a text message, though, because he may want to do a webinar on Thursday. At least that's what I heard, but I haven't heard from him directly. So we may be doing a webinar on Thursday after the 4th of July. So I'll let you guys know and put that information out as soon as I receive it. All right, with that being said, yes, Martina, that was a good one. That was a really good one. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning in to the Tuesday night online marketing training call. And thank everyone for all of your participation, especially a lot of you new guys that very well experienced online marketers. You are, really pushing the envelope with the tool, and we are doing some pretty amazing things, and we're pushing back with the vendor to ask the vendor to do a couple of things for us, and so we're just getting better and better. So thank you again for all that you guys do, and I will chat with you on next Tuesday, same time, same place. The replays are in the back office. The replays for the online marketing training, like tonight's training, that will be in your back office of the online marketing system. Okay, so you'll have to come here and go to your dashboard, go to step number 2, which is your webinar training. Right above the video is a link here. You click on that link and you'll see recorded webinar access. This gives you access to the previous trainings that we've actually done. So you can go in here, click through, and watch any of the trainings that we've done in the past. You get a chance to see those trainings. If you're talking about webinars, for what we've done with the investment training, that is in your MyEcon back office under MyEcon Live Archive. And Mr. Curry says next Tuesday is the second Tuesday of the month, so next Tuesday we will not be here. So thank you for that reminder. Next Tuesday we will not be here. We will be doing investment training next Tuesday. So make sure that you get plugged into that. All right, viewer number 8 says no, this one. All right, yep. So viewer number 8, if you're looking for the archives for any of the training that we've done, just come here, go to step 2, which is webinar training. Right above the video is a link there. You can click on that link, and then you'll see the link for the recorded webinar access, and I have them listed by the month. So you can go back as far as January 2017. I usually only keep about a year's worth of content, so I probably need to clean this up a little bit and take off several of these months because technology changes so much, so probably whatever we were talking about in January of 2017 is not really applicable to us today. So oftentimes I just use the last 12 months. So I'll go back and clean that up. Oh, Martina says, no, we got to keep it clean. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you, Miss Martina. Thank you for all that you do. We'll talk to you guys. Have a safe holiday. Tomorrow's 4th of July. Don't hold no firecrackers in your hand. Put it down on the ground and light it up and run. All right, so we want to make sure that you're safe and you get all your fingers and toes and all that good stuff. So have a happy 4th of July and eat all the barbecue, celebrate Independence Day, and we'll see you on Thursday. Take care, God bless, and good night, everyone.